What's going on? How everybody doing? I'm well. I'm back at practice today, so I'm thankful.
To getting drafted in the 5th round, to the owner coming out and saying what he said last week, to now, man, come on with that bullshit, man.
Reps. I think that's pretty much it. It's reps.
Shadur Sanders is back, and he's back in serious style. After just one training session, Shedeur reminded everyone exactly why his name belongs at the top of the quarterback conversation. While some were busy hyping up Dillon Gabriel, claiming he had the edge, Shedeur stepped onto the field and completely flipped the narrative. Gabriel, who many believed had taken the lead in Shedeur's brief absence, was exposed, his inconsistencies laid bare when the pressure mounted. Meanwhile, Shedeur showed exactly what consistency, control, and confidence look like. He didn't need multiple sessions to prove his worth. Just one dominant return where every rep counted. The energy shifted, the coaching staff took notice, and even the doubters had to sit up and pay attention.
I'm sorry. Did you need an MRI?
The MRI for what?
To check everything.
I hope I ain't break anything.
It didn't help.
Shedeur, have you been
Buddy, come on now.
Shadur Sanders made one thing crystal clear. He didn't break anything. No injury, no setback. But let's be honest, he did break one thing, the Dillon Gabriel illusion. The so-called curse of Dillon Gabriel finally shattered, and it was Shedeur who did it, just by stepping back on the field. Gabriel was handed every opportunity to rise, especially when Shedeur sat out. And what did he do with that chance? He completed just 11 out of 22 reps. That's a 50% completion rate when all eyes were on him. No pressure from Shedeur, no excuses, just him and the moment. And he couldn't deliver. Now seriously, how can anyone argue that this is the guy to lead a team? How can you trust someone with that level of inconsistency when you've got Shadur Sanders in the building, fully healthy, fully locked in, and showing out every single snap? And if you thought this was just one bad day for Dillon Gabriel, think again. This isn't an off day. This is Dillon's consistent output. Go back to day 8 of camp, arguably his worst outing so far. Out of 14 reps, he completed just 3 passes. But here's the jaw-dropper. He threw 11 passes wide off the mark. 11. That's not rust. That's not nerves. That's a pattern. From the very first snap, the defense had Dillon figured out. They read him like a playbook, and he had no answers. The rhythm, the awareness, the precision, it just wasn't there. And as he continued to spiral, the contrast with Shadur Sanders became even sharper. While Dillon struggled to find his footing, Shedeur's presence elevated the offense. The gap between them didn't just show, it exploded into plain view. Every throw, every drill, every rep from Dillon is just making the case stronger against him. And at this point, how much longer can the coaching staff ignore it? And now that Shadur Sanders is officially back, let's take a closer look at his recent numbers. And they speak for themselves. He had a total of 9 reps and completed 7 of them with absolute confidence and command. That's nearly 80% efficiency. But here's the thing, it wasn't just about the completion rate. Some of those throws weren't just sharp, they were straight-up highlight material. Tight windows, perfect timing, leading his receivers like a true field general. He wasn't just going through the motions, he was owning the session. Every rep looked intentional. Every pass looked like it belonged in a game situation. Now, let's take a look at one of the standout plays from the session. A moment that had everyone on the sidelines buzzing. Shadur Sanders received the snap in a collapsing pocket with pressure mounting rapidly. But he stayed calm under fire. With defenders closing in and his vision partially obstructed by the chaos, he didn't panic. Instead, he leaned back and, in a split-second move, fired a flawless pass to Luke Floria, threading it through traffic with perfect precision and timing. That pass wasn't just another completion, it was the standout moment of the entire session. A play that had teammates nodding with respect, coaches jotting notes, and fans reacting with excitement on the sidelines. And that throw to Floria wasn't the only standout moment from Shadur Sanders' practice today. He continued to impress during the 7-on-7 reps, where he looked calm, composed, and completely in control. His decision-making was sharp, his footwork crisp, and his chemistry with the receivers was on full display. One particular throw had everyone talking. It was another reminder of just how much poise and precision Shedeur brings to the field. Let's take a look at this one. Shadur Sanders received the snap with just one defender in sight, and he wasted no time. Reading the coverage instantly, he rolled slightly to his right and delivered a pinpoint strike straight into the hands of his receiver. It was a tight window, but the ball was placed perfectly. The receiver was immediately met by defenders and taken down shortly after the catch, but the job was done. The throw was clean, the execution was flawless, and it showed once again that Shedeur isn't just about flash, he's about precision under pressure. Shadur Sanders is back, but now the spotlight shifts again, this time because Dillon Gabriel has been sidelined with a hamstring issue. While the injury doesn't appear to be too serious, it's enough to keep him off the field for now. Early reports suggest it's a minor setback, and there's optimism he could return soon. Still, in a competition this tight, even a short absence could be costly, especially with Shedeur gaining momentum and making the most of every rep.
The quarterback competition, took its latest turn, with Kevin Stefanski sharing before practice today that Dillon Gabriel was now dealing with some hamstring soreness. Nothing serious, not to the level certainly of Kenny Pickett, who's had to sit out missed a couple practices last week.
Shadur Sanders cleared the ongoing debate about his arm soreness. He was quick to clear the air, saying there wasn't any serious issue, just a bit of natural soreness. He emphasized that it wasn't caused by overuse or too many reps, but rather the sudden rise and fall in body temperature under the intense Cleveland sun. According to Shedeur, it's all part of the adjustment process, and his arm is getting used to the conditions. It's just about adapting, he said confidently, making it clear that he's listening to his body and staying smart, because the goal is to be fully ready when it really counts.
Then you'll wait for a second, then you'll get cold, then get back hot, then get cold, and my arm and body wasn't used to that, so it's just an adjustment within the body, within my arm.
So you took you back to 100% today?
Yeah.
This makes one thing clear: Shadur Sanders is now firmly in the driver's seat, heading into the upcoming preseason games. With Kenny Pickett dealing with injury and Dillon Gabriel sidelined by discomfort, the competition has narrowed significantly. The most logical and viable options left are Shadur Sanders and veteran Joe Flacco, and that reality is bound to send shockwaves through the Browns hierarchy, especially among those who were hesitant about giving Shedeur a real shot at starting. For weeks, the narrative was controlled, the reps limited, and the doors seemingly closed, but the situation has flipped. Shedeur didn't ask for it, he earned it. Through consistency, calm under pressure, and sheer execution, he's forcing the coaching staff to rethink everything. Now, the Browns face a critical choice: stick with the comfort of experience or embrace the undeniable momentum of their rising star. Either way, Shadur Sanders is no longer just in the conversation, he's leading it. So with Shadur Sanders rising fast and the quarterback room thinning out, the Browns find themselves at a crossroads. What started as a crowded competition has turned into a clear opportunity, and Shedeur has done everything right to seize it. With Pickett injured and Dillon Gabriel continuing to underperform and now sidelined, the path has opened up in a way few expected. The coaching staff and front office may not have planned for this scenario, but the game doesn't follow scripts. It rewards performance. And right now, Shadur Sanders is performing at a level that demands attention. The Browns hierarchy can no longer afford to overlook what's happening right in front of them. This preseason could mark the beginning of a shift, not just in the quarterback depth chart, but in the future of the franchise. The spotlight is now fully on Shedeur. He's healthy, focused, and proving day by day that he's more than ready. The question isn't whether he deserves a shot, it's whether the Browns are ready to hand him the keys. What do you think about Shadur Sanders' rise? Has he done enough to earn that starting role in the preseason? Should the Browns seriously consider starting him over a veteran like Joe Flacco, especially with Pickett injured and Dillon Gabriel struggling? Do you believe Shedeur's performance is just a flash, or is this the beginning of something special in Cleveland? And most importantly, if you were part of the Browns coaching staff, would you hand him the reins right now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading everything.